welcome in Game 1, Clown Legion versus XEVER Association. And let's introduce our players. So we do indeed have Draken here playing as the Chinese. His pocket is Blackheart playing as the Persians, and we've got RMQ. RMQ the hater, specifically, playing as the Britons. Okay. They are up against Red Lash playing as the Vietnamese. XAM playing as the Hindustanis in the pocket here, and XEVER is playing as the Dravidians. Okay. We like that. Chinese, Persians, Britons feels pretty good here. We are on Arctic Circle, by the way. We saw a great game on Arctic Circle yesterday with Team United States +1. And basically what I gather from this map, you've got a lot of fish around the outside, though it's largely shore fish, so it's not the fast. There are some deep fish in here, but it's not the fastest fish boom. You can also run out here. This is all ice. You can run on this water with military units, so it's difficult to keep the fish super safe as the game goes on. We did see, who was it? It was Survivalist, I think. Go for a phosphorus strat on this map. Barring maybe the Britons, I don't think any of these civs ever go for that strategy. And I don't think it's good with the Britons. You can do it, I don't think it's good. So probably not going to see any super shenanigans like that, but that is the sort of gameplay I'm kind of expecting from Clown Legion, right? They want to make it messy, I have to assume. Feels like, even though they are higher elo 1v1 than their opponents, I don't know how confident, like, RMQ is, for instance, not to single him out, but a lot of the players on Clown Legion, I don't know how comfortable they are in straight up, open map engagements. Okay. Draken's having some issues here. He's being attacked by wolves and penguins. Getting a little messy, trying to get a dock up. The penguins are not super offensively inclined, but you know, they do have 8 bonus damage to stone defense, so if the penguins ever try to siege you late in the game, I suppose they've got the capability to. And we're just pushing in deer. All right. We did also see it was Smokey on this map go. I'm going to say full monk. And when I say full monk, understand, I mean full monk. Smokey had like 30 monks on the field for a lot of the game. Basically did not make anything else. Literally did not make anything else until Imperial Age, actually. It was full monk. So we'll see if the clowns can match that raw arena energy that Smokey was running in here with yesterday. Lots of deer to push. What's the idle TC time here for Draken? I'm curious. Only 21 seconds. So Chinese are probably pretty good here. That's basically an Arabia opening amount of vital TC time. I wouldn't have thought of the Chinese here, but there's so many deer, right? That it actually can work out pretty decently. I'll have to keep that in mind. I'm still trying to figure out the meta on a lot of these maps. Alright, Feudal Age is on the way for XEVER and for Blackheart. RMQ throws his hat in the mix, as does XAM. And Draken is not too far away, and Red Lash is not too far away, so bit of delayed. Guess not super delayed since everyone's going for the dock. Curious to see what the builds are here. You can pull off pretty good FCs on this map. You start really close to a lot of your resources. All the deer plus the fish makes it pretty easy to do. Don't know if we're going to see that this game, though. The only person who might be... Well, the only two is maybe Draken and Red Lash. These are very late click-ups for both of them, as far as it goes. Alright, Escabe hits the next stage, as does Blackheart. Going to be an archery range for Escabe. And it is a stable for Blackheart. RMQ gets there. Obviously, it's going to be a range with the Britons. It's not going to be an FC for Draken. It's just kind of a later click up with the Chinese, I suppose. Do we see any Navy demo raft here for XM? Okay. That's the only Navy unit we're seeing on the map in production right now. Is that demo. Interesting. I mean, if everyone's grouping up, Draken is not super grouping his fishing ships up, which is nice. But theoretically, you can get a pretty good demo in. Alright, our slightly slower players have arrived in the feudal age, so we're full feudal here, double range for Red Lash on the top side, right-hand side, however you want to say that. Blacksmith already for our MQ, going double range Briton archers, man. Do we have the eco for this? Well, we're housed, which doesn't help. You do just have to throw a mill out. There's nothing to mill on this map if you push your deer in. So you just kind of have to throw the mill out so you can get the marketplace or the farms, whatever you need the most. Blackheart arrives on Red Lash's wood line. Snipes a couple of vills. That's nice. Good start. Where are the archers for our RMQ? They're heading on in. Production has not been super easy for RMQ. Trying to get the blacksmith and stuff down early really delays that production at a 2 ranges, with Britons as well. Unfortunate, but... Okay, scouts have arrived for Ixum. Archers are going to try and snipe down spearmen as... Blackheart's scouts are defending the archers. Production is nicer. Oh, sorry, no. That's Draken on the other side is massing up a lot of archers. Is chilling out in the ranges as well. As Escabe's archers are circling around the back. He says, I don't want any of this Draken smoke. Going straight up into Blackheart's base, but Blackheart's fully walled now. I'm not sure if Escabe is going to find any damage with these archers at all, actually. I guess there are some vills out here on the water. We do also have a fire galley out here for Red Lash, cleaning up some of RMQ's fish. Actually clears up all of RMQ's fish. That's unfortunate. Another dock, okay. So our Vietnamese player may be thinking about a bit of a heavier water contestation play. Draken has emerged from... Oh god, there's so many vills out here fishing. That is true, I didn't think about that. I didn't see this a lot in the first game, but there's so much shore fish and you can walk around here, right? So your vills could just be out here on the shore fish. It's very quick food eco, but... very dangerous, I suppose I'll say. If Draken ends up wandering down here, that's a lot of vills he could snipe. RMQ's struggling. RMQ is on the struggle bus, for sure. Trying to mass up military here, but man, Ixum and Red Lash are doing a great job working together over on this side. And Blackheart's struggling with military as well. The clowns just are not producing enough. Draken's in. He is walking directly into the town center. Is not ideal. Okay, we move on. Draken is by far the best player 1v1 in this game for either team. So this is the guy you're probably a little worried about. But at the same time, if XEVER is able to at least stalemate against Draken over here, he's going to feel pretty good about his allies' chances on the other side, maybe. Castle Age is on the way for Draken. Little sloppy, trailing archers out of these ranges into the army. But his teammates are saying, we're doing great, we're doing great. We're inside the walls of our MQ. We're taking down production buildings. That was actually one of the archery ranges for our MQ. That's really bad when you're trying to go full archers. We have to make another range in the back, but that eats into our production. So heavy. XEVER's, these archers have gone, they've circumvented the globe, and they've ended up in our MQ's base. So our MQ is saying, where's my team? I'm getting 3v1'd. Blackheart gets bloodlines for his scouts. They are fully upgraded scouts now, but Ixom's already there with his upgrades. Our MQ is really in a bad spot here. Oh no. Blackheart's trying to come in to help, but there's so much military from the XEVER team. This is great too. The starting scout from XEVER getting hits in on the fishing eco. That's really good. Market's going to go down for our MQ. Our MQ's dead. Draken hits the Castle Age. He's got a big army. He can get Crossbow Bodkin just. And maybe find some damage here in Ixom's base. He's going to have to, because our MQ is like fully dead over here. Look at this. Brutal. We're having to get another market up. Okay, those XEVER archers get cleared up. But we're just running through. We're running through the TC. Oh, jeez. Oh, no. Oh, jeez, oh, man. Our MQ is getting massacred. These vills, man. Save yourselves. Have some self-preservation, my guys. I guess we're taking a good fight against the military while these villagers are dying. So that's good at least. But what is our MQ's villager total going to be like at the end of this fight? It's not going to be great. I can tell you that much. We're down to 25 villagers for our MQ. The Eco KD is 0 to 24 for our MQ. That's brutal. How's Draken doing on the other side? It's not pretty in here for Ixom. I will say, it is not pretty in Ixom's base right now. We've got 10 villagers on this straggler tree now because we've been forced off the wood line. Eco KD is... That's the first villager Ixom has lost, though. So Draken caused a lot of idle time. Not a ton of full damage. Ballistics is about to hit for Draken as well, so this is not a super pretty fight to take. XEVER is trying to wait for his upgrades to hit, which does happen. Okay, maybe we can get a pushback here. Blackheart's pushing in. Our MQ has a decent amount of archers. The unfortunate thing is our MQ is like forever feudal at this stage. So I don't know if... I don't think the fights are going to go super well over here long term. Also worth noting, Ixom has just been in the middle. There are fish on the outside, but he's really been taking advantage of all this fish in the middle, which is... I don't think I saw anyone come out here into the middle in the previous game. But again, we're not finding it, right? This could be gigantic damage, but we're just not finding it. Alright, Redlash has taken some damage now. To be fair, Redlash doesn't have that many more villagers than our MQ. I know our MQ has just clicked up to the Castle Age now. But if we can find a few more kills in here, maybe we're not feeling too bad. Big fight with the light cav. Our MQ is helping out how he can, but the Feudal Age archers just are not getting it done against these light cav with all of the Castle Age upgrades here for Ixom. Monstrous. Ixom and Redlash have been doing great this game. Really good. I don't know these two players very well, but they've been doing awesome. Fisher is still being cleared up too. We've lost all our fish. Draken has a few left, but only a few. This is still good. I mean, Draken is definitely doing good work on the other side. His teammates have just been taking some pretty bad fights, unfortunately for him. This is a good clear up, though. Red Lash loses quite a few crossbows to the Knights. Where's the eco, though? Losing the fish maybe was big. Not being able to get these Castle Age armor and stuff is really bad. Gabe's looking for damage with crossbows. Can't find it in Draken's base. At least not on the back. He is killing some vills on the front, though. What is this? Okay, Draken's getting full cleared. Yeah, now he's getting 2v1'd, or 3v1'd, actually. We've got Red Lash and Ixam clears up his military behind. Gabe is kind of 1v1'ing him on the front. And it's not looking great here for our clowns. Second TC for our MQ. That is a way you can catch up. We do have 3 TCs back here for Blackheart. So the eco is going to be looking pretty good compared to Ixam. But it's been so good. This is such good food eco in the middle here for Ixam that Blackheart has just not been able to take advantage of. None of our clowns came out here with villagers at all. This seems to be a big part of the strategy for XEVER Association, actually having vills out here on these shorefish. It's worked out here. It's dangerous. Like I said, it's risky, but if your opponents just don't look out there, then you're A-okay. But yeah, even with the extra TCs for the Clown Legion, they've taken so much damage. Draken just got obliterated there, I'm pretty sure. 22 eco losses for Draken. He's on the way to Imp, but only 32 villagers, 33 for our MQ. Clown Legion is toast here, guys. Oh, man. I don't think there's any way back into this. Our MQ hits the Castle Age, he gets Bodkin, he can just afford crossbow, but look at this. 0 on wood. Very little on food. It's like these vills that are not really working right now. And I think Clown Legion has to call it here. I know you want to get to Imp and stuff, but it's just simply not going to happen. Maybe, yeah, but the eco just got too obliterated for Draken. I was like, maybe if he can get to Imp, get those upgrades. It's still a big military for Draken, but I just don't think he's going to have the eco behind it to actually take advantage of this, right? We can't even afford any of the upgrades right now. Like, we might just be able to eke out Bracer. We're having to hit the market to afford this. We've got all 3 players just waiting over here. I don't know what we're waiting for. We're not on the way up or anything. Feels like we can just go in now. 3v2 it. We know our MQ's not over here because Red Lash is in his base still. 80 vills for Blackheart is a lot of vills. It's 20 more villagers than anyone on the other team. But unfortunately, that means his other players are doing real bad because we're still 65, 68 vills behind. Alright, here we go. Imp hits for Draken. He can afford Bracer. That's it, though. We're going to take a big fight. It's a good enough fight for Blackheart, but once the camels show up, yeah, I think this is the GG moment, to be honest. Draken's going to take one big fight. He can just afford Arbalest. I don't even know if we're going to reach Arbalest, though. We still have 30 seconds. We're going to lose so much of our military. We're still losing villagers. Draken's down to 25 villagers and falling still. And... surely this is GG. Okay, we're still fighting. Blackheart's the one saying, I'm in this. Okay, GG. I was like, Dragon's on 15 vills. Our MQ's been getting just raked over the coals here. And XEVER wins game 1. Oh boy. Maybe my concerns for Clown Legion were founded after all. That was a rough one. Draken did well. Blackheart just, I think, not to put this at Blackheart's feet, but there wasn't enough support for our MQ. Our MQ got hit really hard by a lot of military from Red Lash and Ixom. And didn't have a great military himself. Like I talked about, the initial build felt a little off for our MQ. But also just our MQ and Blackheart were not playing together in the same way that Ixom and Red Lash was. Welcome in here, game 2, XEVER Association versus the Clown Legion. We are here on Andalucia, which has been a pretty cool map. I've liked this map. It is regicide. You've also got these trade workshops around the edge, which give you a drip feed of food if you capture them. And then there is this monument in the middle. It gives you, I think, a bit of everything. And you start with a bit of a fortress start. You start with a lot of villas, the castle, and the barracks. So let's introduce our teams. We've got Escabe here as the Bohemians. The Pocket is Red Lash as the Cumans, which is a very... Oh, geez, wait a minute. Maybe bugged map, let us check rules. Okay, we continue, no re. It doesn't specify. Bugged map. Is it... What is the bugged map? Oh... Blackheart doesn't have a wood line inside his walls. Okay, interesting. I didn't even remember this was a feature of the map, but it looks like everyone else has... If I can zoom in enough here. Like, it's not a ton, but like 1,800 probably to start out wood inside their base. And Blackheart doesn't. So that's a little unfortunate, but... probably doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. All right, that is probably... I mean, everyone else has it, right? So that is probably a map bug, but I don't think it's going to change the outcome at all. But where was it? What was I saying? Red Lash has the Cumans, which has been a very, very strong civ on this map. The 2TC boom is so powerful here. For the same reason it is powerful on Fortress, right? If you know how to play Cumans on Fortress, they're one of the best, arguably the best civ in the game on that map. Just because it's overwhelming what their economy turns into. But we'll see if Red Lash can pull that off. It is tough to do. Ixom is on the other side playing as the Italians. Really good civs. Bohemians, Cumans, Italians are really, really good on this map. They're up against Draken playing as the Portuguese. Blackheart with no wood line has the Burgundians in the middle. Interesting. Burgundians. I like the Burgundians are one of my favorite civs. I'm not convinced they're as good on these closed maps as a lot of people think they are. Their end game compositions just don't feel amazing, but I guess Coustier on team games is very strong. Maybe we're just going to play into that with good eco. And we've got Turks for our MQ. All right, so we've got heavy heavy gunpowder here for the Clown Legion. Turks, Portuguese, Burgundians, arguably the 3 best gunpowder civs in the game. I guess Spanish have something to say about that. But... and obviously Bohemians, but we couldn't pick the Bohemians. Okay. We'll see. We have to win this one as the Clown Legion. We got to win the next 2. If we're going to win one, this is the one for us, for sure. All right, Feudal Age is hitting for a number of our players here. Red Lash is already working on that second TC out here. It's not, you can see, right, You can see the food ticking up here for Red Lash thanks to this trade workshop. It's not a ton of food, but it's enough to slightly help you with the boom. And you'll take any extra food you can get with the cumins, right? So it's nice to have that. Interesting that RMQ has stolen Escabe's trade workshop, and Escabe has stolen this one for the enemy. Sent a little militia down here even to take control of this. And there is a spearman coming down here for Red Lash to deal with this scout, okay. So I like the play for the trade workshops. Again, it's not a ton of res, but every little bit helps. I'd like to see these kings no longer be hanging out outside the walls at this point, probably. Blackheart's making me a little nervous with this. It's probably fine, but it still makes me nervous. RMQ actually micros down that scout from Escabe while avoiding the spearman from Red Lash. That's really nice. Who says clowns don't have good micro? Escabe and Red Lash are saying we have control over this one. That's nice. Just need to catch up to this scout. And now Draken's over here with a full HP scout. I don't know if we want to be fighting this spearman though. Tries to get, yeah, we're trying out some pro strategies here, leaving the king out in the middle of nowhere. Surely it works out, right? We've never seen a top level player get caught out for leaving their king outside the walls or outside a castle before. I cannot think of a single time that's happened. I'm sure it's never happened. Alright, Scout is finally tracked down. RMQ was being very, very annoying with that Scout. But the trade workshop is now... we've got 3 trade workshops here under control by Red Lash, so the food income is starting to become quite nice. And we're going to be clicking up to the Castle Age here for Red Lash. Despite the 2 TC boom, we're not super far behind our other Castle Age players. That's going to be really nice. Let's take a peek what everyone's thinking about here. Second TC for Blackheart. Janissaries coming out for RMQ. I will say Janissaries were somewhat underwhelming yesterday. The Clown Legion has pushed into the middle, though. Draken takes control of that, and you can see... I guess it does not give you stone, but it's a fairly quick drip feed of these other resources. That's nice. Or... Draken. Interesting. With the Portuguese, I'd almost think that the Turks would want to take control of this for some sort of all-in shenanigans. Does the Wonder give you the win? No, there is no countdown. I thought that there might be the first go-around, but it's only resources. No win condition. Alright, Oregon Guns are getting run down by some light cav here. Ixom has control. All 4... Oh no, sorry. RMQ really wants this particular trade workshop. I don't know why. I don't know why he's pushing so hard against this one instead of taking the one behind himself. All 4 trade workshops are under XEVER control right now. But the middle is Clown Legions, so I don't know how that balances out. Janissaries are in, but Janissaries, I think, do... Well, I'll see how this fight goes, I guess. Hitting would be great for the Janissaries. I guess they do okay against the Hussite wagons. They have such high attack that I guess it's fine. Okay, Red Lash is pinging the middle, so he's saying there's already stuff in here. Blackheart could be converting right now if he wanted to. This scout really wants to kill this monk. I think we're fully walled up back here, though. Blackheart, please get that king inside a castle, my guy. There is actually military running around on the map right now. We've got multiple players on cavalry. I think the light cav is faster than the king as well. Is it? 1.5? Yeah, it is. Even the knights, I think, are faster than the king by a little bit. So, I really hope this is not how this game ends. Janissary's looking for damage. Man, I don't know. I've just not been inspired by the Janissary play on this map. Feels like they can't find enough damage to warrant the all-in production of them. Okay, organs are doing pretty good work over here, though. XEVER's having some trouble with the organs. And do these 4 light cav beat these 4 organ guns? I actually think the answer is no, so we can't quite take this fight yet. Okay, Mangonel coming out. Maybe get it done. Janissaries are heading home for our MQ. Escabe is pinging Acoustier. Okay. The boom's going nicely for Blackheart, I will say. He has caught up to Red Lash in villager numbers. The organ guns are going to go down here to a big ol' army. Organ guns finding damage against Red Lash. Okay, we like to see this. Knights cannot get in the middle here. So Blackheart took this monument. The guy going for the Giga Boom already took the monument. Interesting. We're going to see Imp here very shortly for Blackheart. Organ gun still finding damage. Eco KD for Draken is 7-0, so not a ton, but pretty good. XM, or I should say XEVER in general, is very nervous about this Coustier. We are pinging everywhere this singular Coustier goes. Imp is on the way. Cavalier is on the way. This is one reason, if we're just going full Paladin though, like Burgundian Paladin is not amazing. So maybe, yeah, your eco is going to be great. But just as a late game composition, I'm not fully sold on the Burgundians. Organ guns get cleared up around this side by the knights. Some very weak knights in here as well. Okay, Janissaries clear up some vills that were trying to take berries. But the knights are swinging down this way, and we've peeled off the weak ones. Nice, I like this. Really good from Red Lash. Okay, Ixum is yoinking a relic through his ally's base, taking it back home. Where'd those Janissaries end up? Okay, we did a little just passing moment down here with the armies. Imp is coming in for Ixum and Escave. But it's going to hit in 50 seconds for Blackheart. And how are our flanks looking? Not great. Really not great. We're getting siege pushed on the right-hand side. Draken is. Doesn't really have... We've got organ guns here, but they're all forward. And this is not a unit you can simply bring back to your base. Ooh, this is going to be actually really ugly, I think, for Draken. All 3 of our XEVER players are on the way up to Imp. We're going to need a hard carry here from Blackheart. We've had the Burgundian Boom. We were given the middle monument. We're going to need to see all that pay off. The dividends have to mature right now. We've got Paladin on the way. Just starting to get some upgrades on them, though. Forward castle for Escabe. Going to hit Imp in 45 seconds. Chemistry will already be in at that point. Organ's still finding some good damage on Red Lash, I will say. is actually really good damage on Red Lash. I don't think Red Lash has noticed that this damage is happening to him. We're trying to hunt down these Janissaries still. But that will happen, so the Janissaries are going to die. Eco is in front for Clown Legion. Ixom is spamming pings. I don't know what we're looking for here. Maybe saying wall up here so that we can get a trade line set up. I actually don't know. Alright, Cavalier raids are coming in. Paladin is 12 seconds away. We already have all of the armor. We're just missing the attack that we can start getting now. Quick walls, beautiful. Excellent timing on those quick walls. Okay, Draken survived the siege push down here. But our entire enemy team is in Imp now, so it's going to start becoming a Treb Bombard Cannon push over here. I love that we're walling in this Treb, by the way. Maybe not as useful against the player going full Janissary, but we're not pushing underneath this castle with Janissaries to snipe this anyway, right? This is the King Castle, by the way. I can't believe Blackheart is still just out here with this king, by the way. I mean, the raids are nice with the Paladin. We're definitely causing some issues here for Escabe's eco. More and more castles. Draken is dropping castles everywhere in the middle of this map. This is where most of the gold is, in the middle. So I guess long term, if you have control like that, it's good. Imp on the way for RMQ on the other side. Paladins show up down here. They're going to be sniping a fair few of those villagers that built the forward castle, but okay. There you go. Escabe, massive brained. I said the walls don't make sense against the Turk player. There's Paladin on the field anyway. They show up down here. Suddenly these walls are really good. RMQ is having to repair this castle. It is only one Treb, so it's not the most impressive push I've ever seen in the world by a Bohemian player. Okay, the Treb is packing up now, but there's nowhere for the Treb to go. You can't garrison Trebs back inside castles, so there's nowhere to go there. And Paladin nuking down a TC in the back. That stock option may have matured after all. Blackheart is putting in a lot of work with these Paladin. Organ guns running underneath the castle is not ideal. What's the eco like for Draken? Okay, we can click up to Imp shortly. We're gonna need to. Paladin's on the way for Red Lash. Cumin Paladin is better than Burgundian Paladin. Eco is not great though for Red Lash. These raids have been really bad. The organ guns were all over him early, and then the Paladin showed up. He's down at 83 vills. So I don't know if the Paladin spam is going to be quite as voracious as Blackheart's was. This is going to be another TC that just gets knocked down by Paladin in the back here for Escabe. Another big raid. Okay, Blackheart. And imagine all this could be avoided if the enemy team just walked back here with one light cav. Imagine. Alright, that's going to be a clear up though. The Genoese crossbowmen do really, really good against Burgundian Paladin as well. Castle in the back for our MQ. Very sneaky castle. Okay. Trebs are on the way out. Chemistry is free, so we could see Bombard Cannons soon for our MQ. But it's got so many castles. I think it's just Treb Janissary push right now. 60 Paladin, by the way, for Blackheart. And he's doing a tremendous job with the raids. Paladin over here raiding. Paladin up here, knocking down a castle. Paladin in the back, knocking down TCs. Knocking down a castle here. TC is being rebuilt over here for Red Lash. This is a TC Paladin knocked down earlier. Huge raid on Draken, though, and Draken does not have eco to spare. We're still only at 70 villagers here for Draken, and we're losing more. We can't fit inside the town center. We're having to fight Okay. We're still losing Vils. This is a huge raid on Draken. Oh boy. He's up to Imp, but what's he gonna hit Imp with? What are we looking at, Draken? Feels like we're not... Okay, we're looking at our Organ Gun army getting completely annihilated by Kuman Paladin. Blackheart, I mean, he has the score of both of his other teammates combined, and he deserves it right now. He is going to town on all 3 of his opponents with these Paladin. Crazy. Okay, this is what Ixum was pinging for. He wants walls here. It's not a bad idea against the Paladin raids either, to be honest. If you can actually finish big walls, it's nice. Okay, that castle has to be deleted because the Paladin have arrived yet again. It's going to be another TC that gets nuked down. Ooh, a lot of builds going down too. Red Lash is not in a good way. Also, the Paladin can run in. Don't open the gate. So the castle's going to be denied. Oh, jeez. We're losing a lot of vills here, Yellow is. Wait a minute. Yellow might be dead. Purple's kind of dead on the other side. RMQ, yeah, the GG comes in. RMQ is pushing in hard with the Janissaries and Trebuchets. And depending on how the final game goes... oh, finally Blackheart moved the king in. Like, after 30 minutes of him just sitting out here, he finally moved the king in. If XEVER loses the next game, they are going to look back at this wreck and kick themselves for not finding that king back there, I'll tell you what. That is an easy win if you ever run into this king. Good game, though. I mean, we expected this from the Clown Legion, right? This was their map. I was a little nervous in the middle, but Blackheart's big boom paid out dividends. All right. Welcome in Game 3 decider match. Clown Legion versus XEVER Association. We are here on Thar Desert, which seems to be an early favorite in this tournament. I've seen this map far more often than any other map. Which does make sense. I did say it's one of the more standard maps, so early on in the tournament when we don't quite have as much practice and whatnot, makes sense to have a lot of teams favoring this. Let's introduce our players though. Draken playing as the Vikings. Okay, so it is Vikings over Lithuanians here. I mean, maybe that's okay. Maybe it's okay. I still think water is maybe overvalued by some teams here, but we'll see. Blackheart in pocket playing as the Khmer. This worries me a lot. After that last game, if I am XEVER Association, I am sweating over this Khmer pocket. And RMQ has the Magyars on the other side. All right. On the opposite side of the map, Ixum has the Georgians. It is the Japanese for Red Lash, and it is the Armenians for Escabe. Okay. Who did they not pick? Mayans. I don't know about that one. We saw just earlier today how good the Mayans can be on this map. Feels like if you've already got Japanese, do you need the Armenians here? And vice versa, to be honest. If you already have the Armenians, do you need the Japanese? We'll see what the game plan is. It's also awkward here. I mean, maybe it's not awkward. Maybe we'll see 2 players docking, which is not something we see very often, but previously, usually this pocket player is not actually getting on water in this map. But yeah, I think you have to with the Japanese, right? There's no way you're picking Japanese here and then not getting fishing ships up. So maybe we actually see 2 XEVER players on water. I mean, we're definitely going to see Escabe on water. There's no other reason you pick the Armenians. Feels like 2 players trying to fish boom, though. It's just going to expedite the issue of this map anyway, going on water, which is that there just isn't a ton of fish to take. You have Japanese and Armenians trying to fish on this side of the lake. Like, we're going to go through this food super quick. Definitely gonna be tough for Draken though. Draken's going to be getting on to water here. And we'll see what the game plan is. Elephant's coming back. Nice. I don't know why. I'm paranoid today, especially about these elephant lures. I don't know why. I feel like we're going to see a failed lure at some point today. I have that inkling in me. So I keep looking. That goat didn't deserve that. This dude just doesn't want to work with everyone else. Being very inefficient on this goat. Instead of simply joining the crowd and taking the elephant, being different for difference sake. Now other villagers have to come over here to make sure the goat isn't rotting away. Alright, fishing ships are out, or on the way out for Escabe. We already have one, second's on the way. Draken's already got 2 fishing ships going. Ew. Okay, well, Redlash has docked. It's back here, though. There are some shorefish, but not that many. You can pass over this terrain, so, I mean, we can, like, get the rest of this, but I don't know about this at all. This feels super not worth it. I guess you can fish, you can, like, Black Forest-style fish boom in the back if you want. Is that ever the way? You have one player go hyper into Navy to take control over the main water space, and then you like set up fish traps and stuff in the back. If any, I was expecting our MQ to do this, if anyone. Our MQ's the Black Forest guy out of these players. Alright, we'll see. Maybe this is definitely a new strategy. I said maybe we'd see a new strategy. This is the first time I'm seeing a dock in the back like this. We'll see if it pays off. Alright, Feudal Age comes in for... That was our MQ. We already have Blackheart and Ixom in the Feudal Age, though. Not much in the way of... Okay, there we go. Now we're queuing up some scouts. I was gonna say, not much in the way of military. Double dock galley production here from Escabe. And ditto on the other side for Draken, okay. Armenians have the better singular units than the Vikings early on. And arguably forever. Obviously, Vikings late game is a little bit stronger for other reasons on water than the Armenians. Got double scout in here. This is Redlash and Escabe. We're stealing goats. Big. We forced a TC to snipe one of these goats. We're sniping another one with the scout. Is this Redlash or is this Sebastian here? Come on, get that one. Big. Yes. More laming. Give me more laming in my tournament games. That's very annoying. It is on Draken, to be fair. It is on the player that also has fish. So out of all players that could lose their goats, probably matters the least for Draken, but still is certainly annoying. You're not getting a ton of food in here, right? I mean, we already see we're taking like shore fish. We've fished out. We're so far away from any deep fish now. Triple dock, though, for Draken. Okay, we're still just taking shore fish back here for Redlash. We've got archers coming out in defense as Blackheart arrives with some scouts. We're going to be killing a couple of vills, including this walling villager. Nice. RMQ finds a random scout for Ixom out in the middle of the desert. Snipes that one down. I guess it was trying to join its friends. Double scout play on land for CL. It's scouts and archers for XEVER, which is better together. But obviously the rating potential is not quite there with the archers comparatively. And Draken's not doing bad on water either. I don't know how confident either of these players are on water. I don't really ever see Draken on water maps, but it's looking pretty good for here. And Escabe, I don't know him on water very well either. Numbers are looking okay here for both players, though. Like I said, individually, these Armenian galleys are a little bit better. Draken patrols in a little bit too close as well. That's actually a huge mistake for Draken. Loses 2 galleys for free, basically, there. Things are going pretty good on land, though. The land eco is being heavily disrupted for XEVER. We're losing still more walling villagers. These vills on the gold are trying to fight, which is not ideal. Okay, the tail end of this fight is really bad for Blackheart, but that was still probably worthwhile, I guess. Scouts in for RMQ, running around, being annoying. On the opposite side, Blackheart is taking a fight against Ixom's scouts. These are Georgian scouts, so they are healing a bit. So just chilling out is a-okay here for Ixom. See how good the micro is. You want to not take actual losses here if you can help it. It's not a fight you want to take at all. There's a lot of scouts there. RMQ has a trio of scouts in the back. Escabe pushing forward again. RMQ has found the weird little fish boom in the back as well, for whatever that's worth. If you can even call it a fish boom. Quick Wall's not quite in time. That's going to be another 1 or 2 dead villagers here for Red Lash. That's actually 2. We're fighting with villagers. So that's going to be maybe 3, unless we can really micro ourselves in back here. Nah, it's... Oh! Saved. 1 HP save. What's the eco KD? It is 7-2 right now. Wait a minute. Oh, something... Oh no, there's the 2. Yeah, 7-2. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Blackheart, return to your color. Alright, Ixom is still being annoying running around with these scouts. Also, this is especially annoying because even though you're heavily in front right now, if Ixom's able to just run in a straight line, he's going to heal up past where our MQ scouts are. Theoretically. So you gotta be a little nervous chasing that. Marketplace in the back here for Escabe. Castle Age on the way. It is Ixom, RMQ, and Draken all on the way to Castle Age. Ooh, Draken's going to annihilate Escabe on water now. Escabe's not... Well, I mean, okay, he clicks up now. Maybe he won't. Maybe I was a little overzealous there. Escabe clicks up now. He's only going to be, like, 30 to 40 seconds behind Draken. Maybe it's still okay on water. Archer army has arrived forward. This is 14 archers for Red Lash. Also some spears in here. Japanese spearmen, no less. The only downside for Red Lash is he's the only player still firmly in the feudal age. There's been a lot of production, but he took so much damage from those scout raids. It just has not been good for him. So maybe he can get some counter damage in here. If he doesn't, though, it's going to be a full clear up maybe. Ixom runs in with some scouts of his own. He's going to find... Doesn't even find any villager deaths on that gold. Those... Oh, he does find one, okay. Those villagers came to fight. They were duking it out, hardcore. Japanese spearmen can turn the tides of this fight real quick. Okay, well, they didn't even need to. They did not take that fight, but they did not need to. Castle Age is now, well, in 15 more seconds. Castle Age will be in for all of Clown Legion. But this is damage. This is good damage. RMQ is losing a lot of villagers on this gold. Archers providing a lot of value right before they become outdated as well. This is a really good time to take this fight. Draken is pushing back. Where are all the galleys for Escabe? Where are we? Why have we come all the way back here? We're way out of position. Suddenly, war galleys are going to be nuking down Escabe's docks. Okay, archers are going to be cleared up, but they are taking as many villagers with them as possible. That was a good counter raid. Eco KD is now in XEVER's favor. For what that's worth. Knights are sniping vills around the front too. Clowns probably not really in their home turf trying to defend against raids. Draken goes for a third TC. Ooh. And yeah, the water has been nuked for Escabe. I guess Escabe is just trying to survive. I guess that's why he's pulled his navy so far back. He's trying to get the upgrades and everything. And... Alright, Draken pulls back. I don't know why we pulled back here. We've even got careening here. Draken might need to get on land pretty soon. It's becoming rough for his teammates on land. Suddenly, it was looking really good early on, but things are progressing in a bad direction. Okay, this is good. Exum runs himself directly into a wall, so he's going to lose these knights. Okay, here we go. Escabe comes out with the galleys. The numbers are still pretty good, and these Armenian galleys, I mean, I guess with the... Oh, why are we missing a range? Oh no, sorry, that's projectiles. Yeah, it's okay. This should be an okay fight for Escabe. We did lose some docks. Oh, Redlash even came out here with a dock. Interesting. I missed that happening. Second TC for Ixam. Second TC for Escabe. I think Clown Legion is stabilized, though. They've pushed the raids back. And they're getting TCs down, which is really nice. Okay, we're doing the dance out in front of our navy here. Draken is. Numbers are quite heavily in Draken's favor, though. Ballistics comes in. It's going to be a good pushback, or it should be. Alright, Cav Archers for Redlash with the Japanese. Clowns are back inside the walls, though. These stupid acacia trees are always open when you don't think they are. Although, he should have known that. I guess no villager actually made it out to this TC yet, so... Okay, we're blocking with the mule cart, trying to get walls up behind. And we do. That's nice. Oh, Jesus. There's so many vills here. There's so many vills taking this wood line. Draken is on the pushback. And Draken has won water at this point. Escabe is dead on water. We've lost all of our navy. We've only got 2 docks left here. The production is bonkers for Draken. This is good. Ixam is back in the eco. And so is Redlash. Wait a minute. This is a huge army in here for XEVER. Knights pounce on the pikemen. Get a really good fight against the crossbows. Ixam just ran away. Feels like maybe we could have taken a good fight together there, but okay. We're hungry for villager lives instead. There's a lot of places to look right now. Random knight in the back. Delaying that town center. But now the navy's sailing up around the back. And Redlash's little Japanese fish boom, weird fish boom in the back is going to get cleared up. Also, could do a lot of damage just with this navy in the back here. Still finding damage here is XM. What is the Eco KD for XM? 21 and 0 for XM here. Eco KD, that's crazy. Also, probably not ideal that the Georgian player is untouched here. That's definitely the scariest civ here for XEVER's team. If we can switch into, like, Manaspa at any point, could get a little ugly, but probably okay. University's going to go down for Escabe. This TC can go down for Red Lash. It's a little bit too close to the water. I don't know if this is poor communication in the... I don't know if maybe... This is either Red Lash just making a mistake and putting it in the wrong spot, or it's Escabe not communicating quite how bad water was going. I don't know which way it is. But that TC should never have been placed there. Okay, we're getting our eco sorted in the back. Another troop of knights is flowing forward for Ixom, but the eco is really good for Clown Legion, except for our RMQ. Our RMQ's taken a lot of damage. Took a lot of damage early on this gold. These front wood lines have been harassed non-stop. Was kind of late to the additional TC, so RMQ's not in a great spot, but neither is Escabe at all. Escabe's kind of dead on land as well. And this is not helpful. RMQ has knights back here as well. This could be a huge find. That's almost half of Escabe's eco on that wood line, that singular wood line. Cav archers do not want to be throwing their numbers away against these galleys either. I think Clown Legion might have done it. I think they might have. I was very nervous after that first game. Oh, it's still really ugly for RMQ. RMQ's had, for sure, and by far, the ugliest series for the Clown Legion. Not necessarily his fault either. Game 1, he just got 2v1'd into oblivion as soon as the game started. And it's not been pretty here either. But his team's winning, and that's all that matters. TC goes down for Red Lash. Doc went down, so there are no Docs left on the field for XEVER. TC is kind of getting nuked by Knights. Is Draken an arena player? He is the most versatile of clowns, but he is still a clown, yes. Draken is an arena specialist. But he is definitely the best regular player as far as arena players go, if that makes sense. He's still really solid on other map types as well. Whereas RMQ is like a Black Forest specialist, I think. I don't know Blackheart quite as well. So maybe Blackheart is more versatile than I know, but he's done really well in this series. I'll tell you what, Blackheart has been really, really good in this series, so. Yeah, this is over. The numbers maybe don't belie it as much, but I'm pretty sure this is over. Am I wrong? Full water control. Maybe I'm being too lackadaisical with it. We've got Cav Archer raids in the back here for Red Lash. Galleon coming in for Draken. Taking really good fights with the Navy in the back. You take these trades all day. Navy versus Knights, that's great. I will also say, I've been calling water overrated on this map for a long time now. But this is the first time I'm seeing a player actually using Navy in the back of the base like this. So this makes more sense. If this is how you're going to play the game, this makes perfect sense. Usually I see someone win water and then they just sit in the water with their Navy and they don't do anything with it. Draken's actually getting a lot of value out of his Navy now that he's won water. Like, this is great. Taking out Cav Archer numbers, awesome. You can even range this town center from the water. You only knew Draken from tournaments and qualifiers and stuff? Yeah. He plays a fair few tournaments compared to some other clowns for sure. But Arena is where his heart lies. Numbers still look pretty good. And XEVER still has control over the middle area, which is where a lot of resources lie. So XEVER might not be out of it yet. Red Lash is in a rough spot, taking a lot of damage. Escabe's trying to get the eco sorted a bit more. Don't know about this castle either. It's very easy for Draken to add in cannon galleons, I think, and deal with that castle. I know we're trying to lock down this passageway, but I don't think that's the way to do it. Trade is being set up. That's good. Poor RMQ. 55 villagers. And he has just had... feels like RMQ has had nights just running underneath his town centers for like 10 minutes straight here. Even has knights on his back TCs. Okay, I like that XEVER is expanding into the middle more with eco, though. You gotta abandon the back areas at a certain point. Maybe Escabe can stay back here a bit longer, but you definitely need the TCs in the middle. Nice to see clowns that dare to leave their walls. Yes, I was very happy to see that these guys were in the qualifiers here. Again, I don't know how far they'll get necessarily. It feels like a lot of these maps are very antithetical to arena gameplay, but they've looked solid here. Draken is really good on a variety of maps. Blackheart has been great in this set. I think RMQ has definitely struggled the most, but as I said, a lot of that has been circumstantial, so I don't know if... I'm not calling him like a weak point necessarily. He's just taken a lot of damage. But it's for the good of the team, for sure. Alright, Imp is on the way for our XEVER team, minus Red Lash. Red Lash is really struggling pretty hard here. Just full out Cav Archer production, which is probably what's needed. But the eco suffers on the back end of that. Draken is getting onto land now. We're pumping out some ARBs. It is Vikings, so Viking land army is not the best in the world, but it's gonna do... it's good against Armenians, probably, until the Armenians can get like super teched into everything. Okay, Imp is clicked for Blackheart. This is the only issue maybe for Clown Legion, is they're a little bit late on these Imp timings. So maybe there's a bit of a window of opportunity here for XEVER, but Escabe is so dead. I don't even know if he's going to be able to take advantage of this Imperial Age at all. We only have 14 crossbows. Okay, he's losing TCs as well. Draken's doing really well this game. Draken has played tremendously this game. And Ixom's just on light cav. Like, I guess we don't have any gold. Where's the gold? It was back here. Yeah, this is really bad. Like, this game becomes very different if Ixom is spamming out Manaspa right now instead of light cav, but just does not have the ability to do so. Can't set up trade either, importantly, without control over this back area, right? Don't really want to be trading across the middle here in any way. Yeah, GG has to come in here soon. There was a brief moment in there where I thought maybe there was an opportunity to reverse this, but now Escabe is completely dead. Red Lash is behind rather aggressively. Still is not dead, but 20, 30 vills behind everyone on the other team is not ideal. Eventually we're going to lose these cav archers to the arbs while we're still in the castle age. We can't click up. And Ixam should be in the hard carry position here, but it's only Hussar. And that's not going to get it done. RMQ is dropping some castles to try and stop the bleeding. He is on the way to Imp finally. RMQ's done a good job this game too. He's had army, as the GG is called. RMQ had army in his base so much this game, and he managed to survive. He actually ends the game with more eco, or more villagers I should specify, than anyone else on his team. So that was a good dying slowly there for RMQ. Alright, and Clown Legion wins. I was so nervous after that first game for them. I thought this might get rough, but Clown Legion moves on to the next round.